What's going on, guys? Another day that we are working on the RX-7. I've made some progress on it this morning already because I really wasn't sure if it's gonna work, so I just wanted to show you guys instead. For like this whole steering column thing is kind of a weird system that I have going on. I'm still waiting for the spacers for my bump steer kit too, so it's kind of like weird in the car to feel like how it turns, because as you go to turn it, the outer tie rod just like slides up the bump steer kit thing. So let me show you guys what I did today so far. I went ahead and put the Kirky back in, just kind of see how the steering wheel was. I made these little spacers right here just to space my, just that way this thing actually has like something to tighten up against, because I had to drop this down a little bit because I needed to extend the steering wheel maybe like 6 inches, and when it was higher up, it was like gonna extend it like up like this. So this should be pretty good like this with how low it is. And those spacers work great. Got some like 3/8 bolts, it's really solid. Now before it was like really flimsy. And then also what I did was, if you can see this plate right here, I made this plate with the 4 bolts. I made a small hole that's ovaled a little bit so that way the shaft can fit in there at a weird angle, or not the shaft, the steering column can fit in there at like the weird angle that it needs to sit at. But that hole being the perfect fit for it, it holds the steering column in place, where before it had this big rubber bushing and this big rubber hole. It wasn't even like a rubber bushing, it was, let me show you. It was this thing right here. So the column went through this, and the only thing holding it in this other bigger hole was this rubber piece. So it was allowing it to like flex all over the place, and that created more slop in the steering right here at the end, because this thing was able to move up and down, and then now it's really solid, it doesn't go anywhere. But real quick today, I'm gonna take some measurements for the bar that goes across the 2 front pieces that we did. This bar right here, I'm gonna figure out what bends I need and kind of set the intercooler in there, so I can go ahead and start putting the manifolds back on, the motor plates and whatnot, and then get this bar figured out what the bends are gonna be and where it's gonna go across, so I can mount the intercooler for it. Kind of the plans we got for today, like I said, might change. I don't really know what we're gonna accomplish today, but I'm gonna bring you guys along for the ride. Let's get started. So I have all these, basically like the beginning of my first bend, the end of my first bend, and then I also have the beginning of my first bend, and the beginning of my second bend, and then the end of my second bend. So I already wrote them down. These are just 90s. I want to get as much room underneath there as possible, so that's why I'm doing 90s instead of like a smaller angle. So I don't know if this is gonna work, is what I'm trying to say. I might have to end up like notching it like in part of the bend, like right here, because I only need to be like 3 inches off of the other bar. So we're gonna bend it up though really quick and see what it looks like. Hopefully it fits really well. So like right there, I was just taking the slop out of the bender just so it's not all sloppy. And I lined my first lineup right here with the beginning part of the backside of the die here, because that's where we took all of our measurements off of when we first made our little template thing. I'm gonna go ahead and tighten down the little screw so it doesn't try to like slip out of it. And then we're gonna go ahead and bend her up to a 90. So because I need this bend, this new bend, to be on the same plane as the other bend, what I do is I take it here, I put it on the tube this way, zero it, and then you just set it on the end, and then get it to 0, and then you're good to tighten your set screw, or this little screw thing that takes the slack out, and you start bending it. just like that, we got us a bent tube that hopefully isn't wrong, because that's all the material I got. I don't think I have enough left to make another piece if I messed it up. So we're gonna put it up there and kind of see what it needs. It's gonna need a lot notched off of it. I honestly think I'm gonna have to notch it like right here, like right at the beginning of the bend. So we'll set it up in there and see what it looks like. So we figure out how to get this thing out. Here we go. 8 cent. That's all we made. Wow, dude, so cool. So you guys might be wondering where I've been. I actually haven't made any progress on the RX-7. I'm sorry. Just want to show you guys something really quick, just some workflow. I haven't been filming the whole project. So right here we have Robert's EF hatch. This is at Hush Performance. This is his really nice hatch that they got. He needed a parachute made, so I made him this really nice parachute mount. It comes out of the bumper really nice, so of course slides in there. It's got a gusset on it, nice, and it's pretty strong. So it's definitely way stronger than the one on the RX-7. The bumper still attaches to it, the bumper skin I guess, and then it attaches on the other side as well. And yes, I did order different stuff to actually remake the one on the RX-7. I was just trying to get it like out of the way and off the shelf so I could actually like get some stuff on the car and kind of see what it's gonna look like and get an idea of what like I need for the parachute. I mean, I don't know, I was thinking it might work, but it's definitely not gonna work. So might as well overbuild it than have it rip off at the racetrack. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put the bumper skin back on. It's all good to go. And then I'm gonna build the actual bag mount that's on the outside of it. I went ahead and got these actual plates for it, and I got some actual hooks. I believe these are like Rhodes race cars ones or something like that. I obviously welded this 1.25" piece on here, but it comes with the Teflon on it already, so works really well. Said I'd show you what I was up to, because I'm not working on the RX-7, so it's all good though. This weekend I'm planning on mounting the intercooler up and doing all this stuff because I was waiting on spaces from the machinist anyways. So little side note, but we'll get back to the RX-7 stuff here in just a second. Good morning everybody, we are back finally. I think the last thing I showed you guys was Hush's or Robert's their little EF hatch that they got that made for him. I got that all dropped off, and then it was even, that was 2 days ago. Yesterday I did some more small jobs just to get some monies and get some stuff ordered for the RX-7. Got some cool stuff coming. I'm sure you guys will be excited for it. Now I was gonna say we're finally gonna start working on the RX-7, but of course we got one more thing we gotta do. We gotta install this sick new custom 4-inch intake on the old work truck. We're gonna make it a race truck. For real though, it's kind of funny. So the stock filter on this thing is like really gummed up, and I've been meaning to replace it for a while now, and I keep forgetting to replace it. So sell this on eBay. It was like $100. I was gonna make my own, but for $100 with that and the filter for $100, can't really go wrong. It has like those weird MAF or whatever flanges on it, so I was like, screw it, we'll just order that and place it on that truck. And then I also need to, I'm just gonna vacuum out my truck and clean it out. It's really dirty right now. And then after that, we will finally get started on the RX-7. Super easy install, got this out. So as you can see, she a dirty girl. That's why we took her out. So it was pretty clogged up, but yeah. Got her all swapped out. It was pretty simple. It comes with this nice bracket to actually like attach it, but it's like for the backside here where the airbox used to go. And that bracket's supposed to be like in this corner over here, and of course mine's broken off. So we did some custom zip ties right here, right to the positive. It's probably a really bad idea. I'll probably shove some cardboard in between the two so that way it doesn't move as much. It's a gosh dang race truck. Wife's gonna be jealous of my race truck. Well, it's already about 1:30. I'm gonna go ahead and start working on the RX-7. We got some lunch, went and washed my truck, and I cleaned it all out. It looks really good. I'll show you guys that here in just a second. I just cleaned the seats and the carpet. It looks almost brand new and way better than I've ever had it. So I'm really happy with that. Just gonna explain to you guys what I'm gonna be doing on the RX-7 really quick. I have to go get a massage at 5 today, so I'm gonna try to get as much done as I can for you guys, but we'll see what happens. I'm gonna go ahead, because I fixed the steering stuff, I can put the headers back on. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the headers on, the turbo on, and get that all like situated, and then we'll figure out where the intercooler's gonna go, and this like the little support bar thingy-ma-deal cross member thing that holds the intercooler. So I'm gonna go ahead and put those on, and then and I shouldn't have taken back off, so put them on for hopefully one of the last times for a while, and then get cranking on this thing. We have made some progress. Got these bungs welded onto the bottom side of the intercooler. These are some pretty overkill bungs. These are like, I mean, I guess they're not overkill. This thing is really heavy. This is for a 1/2 inch, just regular standard like coarse thread bolt. So it's really big on there. I actually did just finish up getting the tabs figured out. So this is what it looks like. I had to actually like notch it like in the radius of the bend a little bit because I didn't want it to hang too low. So it doesn't really hang all that low. As you can see, I really like how it looks. So it is the lowest part. The intercooler is higher than that. So I went ahead and got the 2 little tabs welded there. I will probably add some mounts off of like either here somewhere, like to the sides of the intercooler and like over here as well. Because it's for sure gonna need something up top to help stabilize it because it's gonna wanna shake a lot. So, but for now, I can at least mock up the intercooler piping and get some really cool stuff ordered for you guys. I am also gonna be getting a new intake as well. So if you wanna, I've been posting this on my Instagram and my Facebook for a while. My old intake manifold with the rails and the broken throttle body. You could fix the throttle body. It just has like the little set screw for the idle like broke off. So you could weld a piece of aluminum there and like drill and tap it again. Honestly, I would just get a Snake Eater Performance throttle body. They're like 120 bucks. Anyways, if you're looking for a cathedral port LS intake manifold, this is like, it's like 9 inches tall. It will need new fuel rail brackets as well because I was gonna do some stuff with them. I could basically tell you what I was gonna do. If not, you could order some of the Holley ones. As you guys know from my previous videos, they don't work that great. And even the Holley style manifold, like the cheap one from Jags, same thing. Those brackets just suck. So you're gonna have to make your own spacers and brackets. But if you want it and you need something for cheap, 200 bucks, message me on Instagram at Metigulous. Someone buy it. I'm buying a new intake manifold setup. I have to go something different because that one, once you put the throttle body on it, like my hood sticks up 2 inches. So the whole point of this is getting the hood to fit. So I'm gonna go with a different one. That'll be for a later video though. I'm gonna wait for this to cool off and then we'll bolt this back on and I'll show you guys what it looks like. Thick girls all mounted up. Really like how it sits in there. Of course, with just those 2 tabs on the bottom, like I said, it's kind of flimsy, like you can bend them backwards. So what I'll probably do is make some tabs that come off of here and just kind of hold them up. Something like that. We'll figure it out later. For now, it's good enough to mock up the intercooler piping, take some measurements for the radiator setup that I want to put down here, and then also for what I want to do over here. I'm not exactly sure I'll be able to do this still. I want to put the hood on and see if I do this, how high I can actually get the radiator up, because what I would like to do is put the Scirocco, I don't even remember. Dude, y'all know how to say it. I don't know how to say it. The radiator style, I want to put that down there. And then put like an R1 style half-size radiator or even like a Honda half-size radiator right here. And then actually use that to actually bleed the whole system. So that way I don't have to run a swirl pot. It'd just be really nice to not have to run a swirl pot. So that's what I'm thinking. If I can get it like high enough here, I'm just not exactly sure where the hood is gonna come. So as long as it's higher than that point right there, we'll be good to go. So take some measurements for that tomorrow. I gotta head out and go to my massage. So we'll do some more stuff tomorrow. We'll film it. We'll make this one video. We'll make this a long video. Ready to do some race car stuff. Been just kind of having like an off day, shit day, honestly. It's like a bad perspective to have, but it is the truth. Just trying to like do some stuff that I know I need to do and I've been putting off because it's not fun. And that is plugging all of the little circle holes in the firewall. That's what we're gonna be doing today. I've been trying to like be more efficient too because, I don't know, I just, like everybody needs direction, right? Like, so it's hard for me because I'll be doing one thing and then I look at something and I see it and I'm like, well, I need to do that. And then I get super sidetracked. And like it ends up splitting my time between the 2 things. And it would have been better off and more efficient if I would have spent my time on the original thing I was doing. So I've been trying to do this every day, making a list goals for today, right? So we're firewall holes. Gonna be the first thing. We're not gonna stop until that's done. I also am a dip, so I need to cut the floor for the seat because I need to mount the seat to the cage. I'm just gonna cut the floor like a square back out of it and then do the same thing, tag it back in. Get the dimensions for the radiator setup. We can do that later. I think what we'll do today is just these first 3 things. I don't think I'll get much more done. Figure out my transcooler thing after that, and then also need to order a trans temp sensor. So that way I can monitor the trans temp because I've never had a transmission temperature sensor in this car. So that's what we're up to today. To plug the firewall holes, I just have this like thin sheet metal that I did with or I used on the back of my car to just block everything and the panel and everything. It's like 22 gauge steel, I believe. It's really thin. I use the air nibbler to basically like cut the circles out. It like hole punches them out. These are all the holes we got to cut out. So there's like 4 1.25 inch ones, 1 3/4 inch, 2 1.5 inch, 1 2.5 inch. It's gonna be funny. I bet I plugged some of these holes, and I'm gonna have to. I bet I have to drill a hole to do something for the wiring, but we'll figure it out. It's all good. I'm leaving one hole that I used for the majority of the wiring last time. Yeah, and if you're wondering why you're supposed to plug these holes, it's just good to have them plugged. That way, if anything catches on fire in the engine bay, like nothing wants to come into the car, or it's harder for it to come into the car if you have all the holes plugged. So that's what we're gonna be doing. Gonna cut these plates out and then tack them all in, and then I need to order some more seam sealer to seam seal the backside of them, but that's not a big deal to do later on. I went ahead and put the fenders and the bumper on it so that way I could get a rough idea, and like the hood, so I get like a height measurement for the dimensions for the core that I want to put over here for the radiator. So I want to put a radiator like right here, and I want it to fit in between the two tube front pieces right here, which makes it really tight. It can only be like 9 inches wide, but I did go ahead and call, and I can get a core like that. And then that Sirocco radiator, I think I'm saying it right, Sirocco radiator is going to be right down in here. It actually fits really good. It's 24.5 inches wide, and then it is 13 inches tall. So like I can put it like this, and it'll just barely fit in between from the very side of this to the compressor housing. It has like a little bit of room, so I'm really happy with that. I also took some dimensions for my new intake setup that I bought. I don't know, Holly says it's like 10.6 inches tall, but that seems ridiculously tall for that type of setup. So I have a friend that's gonna measure. If not, I can make my own elbow, I guess, and I can also just space the backside of the hood up a little bit, as long as it's not a ridiculous amount. So it's all good though. I got it ordered, got some stuff ordered. Really excited for what's gonna come. I feel like it's all coming together really good. So I'm happy and excited. Figure out where to put the transcooler later. I think I'm gonna mount it on the bottom side of it, but it's all gonna fit really good and really tight in there. So I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited. I did finish getting all of the holes plugged in the firewall. I just need to seam seal them in. Need to go buy some more. Oh, I didn't actually show you guys this, but I did cut a square out underneath here for my seat, so that way I can weld the tabs to the cage. It's cut like pretty decent, so that way I can put the tabs in it and then put the floor back in it. Makes more sense. This is a pad to my Kirky too. I dug that out of the storage I was up there. So yeah, I don't know. Really, before I filmed this clip, I was like, I don't even know where to end this video off, right? It's like weird ending videos, but I think it's where I'm gonna leave you guys off. I just feel like I don't really know even what I did in this video. Sometimes I feel like I don't get much done, and I'm just like, dude, why even make this video? But I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you made it this far, also, if you do graphic design work or do any type of work like that, message me on Instagram. I'm trying to find somebody to come up with like a new logo or like new design for my shirts and stuff. I don't really know if I want the car to be on it, or like even if it's just like a cool meticulous design that incorporates stuff that we do. So if you're creative and do any type of design work like that, message me on Instagram. I will pay you, of course. I'm not trying to get it for free. Yeah, I want to get some new shirts made for you guys, something that's like a little bit more generic and just not just the cars, just something that is cooler. So yeah, hit me up if you do the type of work. I'm ending this video off right here. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Go check out the Instagram at Metigulous. Yeah, I ain't got nothing else for you guys. I don't know what we're gonna do next. I'm gonna be really busy these next 2 weeks. And yeah, just got a lot going on right now. So I'm sorry if the video wasn't the greatest, but we'll see you guys in the next video.